Hey guys, welcome. If you don't know, my name's Brittany. If you're new to my channel or just not yet subscribed, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn that little bell, and that way you get notified every single time I upload. So don't mind the pile of things right here. We just have blankets and Sebastian's Grogu. So today we're gonna be talking about something pretty messed up and something that I didn't know really anything about until I really dived into this. So I hope that you guys find this just as interesting as I do, and let's dive in. We are going to talk about a military base that was a huge part of the inspiration to the Netflix hit series Stranger Things. Now, Camp Hero State Park is located in Montauk, New York. Today the park is known for its hiking trails, the bluffs that look over the Atlantic Ocean, its view of the Montauk Lighthouse, and its overall positive aura, which is quite interesting because some of the things that I'm going to get into. Visitors can drive, bike, horseback ride, walk along what was once a military base. They could even set up a picnic right next to a crumbling structure that's actually covered in signs saying "Do not enter." This military base was constructed after Pearl Harbor. It's designed to look similar to a fishing village in hopes to outsmart overhead enemies. So overhead enemies would fly over and they would just think that it was a normal fishing village, not a military base. Official military structures would actually look to resemble cottages. They had fake wood siding and painted on windows. The gym was even disguised as a church. And the Army deactivated the base in 1947 and removed its coastal artillery. In 1951, Camp Hero was transferred to the Air Force and a radar was installed. Now, anti-aircraft artillery training then began. The Air Force remained active on the base until 1982. Then in 1984, it was donated to the National Park Service. The National Park Service then donated it to the New York State Parks Department, and Camp Hero State Park officially opened to the public in 2002. There is a small entrance fee to actually access the park, and visitors are given a brochure telling them what to do if they come across an active bomb or an active grenade, like essentially active ammunition. When walking the trails, you will see torn down barbed wire fences, unexploded live ammunition, and the famous radar tower. So remember how I said that it was a large inspiration for the show Stranger Things? Well, we're gonna dive into why. It's said that the base was involved with time travel, government-run child and human experiments, and mind control experiments that were conducted by Nazi scientists. With the CIA having a past history of conducting human experiments, it's really not that far-fetched. So the Montauk Project actually ties into another conspiracy theory, and that's called the Philadelphia Experiment. This took place in the 1940s, and it says how the Navy and Nikola Tesla sent the USS Eldridge into another dimension during a secret World War II test. So this was in an attempt to make the ship and its crew undetectable to radar detectors. An article from military.com states that witnesses actually claim that an eerie green-blue glow surrounded the hull of the ship as her generators spun up, and then suddenly the Eldridge disappeared. Imagine that, just seeing a ship and then it vanishes, like a ship. The ship was then seen at Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia before it disappeared again and reappeared in Philadelphia. So either this could all be in people's heads, or they know something a little bit more than we we know, which, I mean, it's the government, so. A guy by the name of Al Balak claims to have discovered repressed memories in 1988. He believes that his memories were actually part of the MK Ultra experiment, which I think is probably one of the most famous conspiracy theories. So another guy by the name of Nichols said to have been one of the people that actually conducted psychic experiments on the young children, known as the Montauk Boys, in hopes to test mind-reading devices. So in an attempt to break down these poor children, he said that they were sexually abused, waterboarded, and subjected to just horrific things. The experiment is said to have came to an end when Nichols and a few other people that were conducting these experiments kind of were like, you know, enough is enough. This is morally wrong, and we're not doing it anymore. So they rebelled and destroyed all the equipment. Good for them, because so wrong. In the 70s and 80s, Nichols was the leader of the Psychophronics movement. He claimed that government agents were using electromagnetic radiation to transmit ideas directly into people's heads. Nichols also claims to have been transported to Montauk in 1968 and says that he worked on Camp Hero's semi-automatic ground environment radar tower. In 1932, the Public Health Service began what they called the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male. So that was what it was called. And this was where 600 black men, 399 of which had syphilis, were observed and denied known treatments for this horrible disease. In 1953, the CIA began a 20-year MK Ultra program, testing drugs for interrogation and mind control on prisoners, students, and hospital patients. As part of Operation Paperclip in World War II, the U.S. actively recruited Nazi scientists for government employment, some of which had been rumored to actually have worked on the Montauk Project. July 2008, the body of a beaked, hairless creature was washed up on the shores of Montauk. A group of 3 friends actually found this creature at Ditch Plains Beach, which is actually located only 4 miles west of Camp Hero. Local newspapers speculated that this was an experiment gone wrong from the government's secretive animal disease center. However, some people said that it was just a horribly decomposed raccoon. Now, I had mentioned the rotating tower multiple times so far throughout this video. We're going to get into that a little bit deeper. This was a star structure in Camp Hero, and like, you go there today, it's still there, and you can't miss it. It was once the mother station to a bunch of smaller towers that were located in the ocean along the East Coast. Every 12 seconds, the radar tower would rotate. As it did, animals would freak out, people would get headaches, and some would even have just horrible dreams. And with a lot of things that are, you know, crazy, electronics would go haywire. Imagine every 12 seconds something crazy is happening. That would be pretty never-ending. So the tower has a 90-foot tall base and a 40-foot wide dish. And it's said that the tower is no longer active. However, it mysteriously changes positions. It's also said that sadistic experiments actually took place underneath the radar tower in secret labs that were connected by underground tunnels. It said that thousands of children had been taken off the streets and kept below ground, abused and programmed into super soldiers known as the Montauk Boys, All that makes me think of, I mean, obviously not the same storyline, but just the super soldiers part is like Captain America. That is what it makes me think of. It's said that by using powerful frequencies, scientists would actually tap into the consciousness and control the minds of these children. And I'm curious why they chose children. Maybe because like they're not as programmed as we are when we get older. Or like maybe it's easier for them to control them. Still super wrong, but it is something that like children? Now, as we talked about, the base was first commissioned by the U.S. Army in 1942 as a coastal defense station. 3 gun batteries, 2 with 2 16-inch guns, and 1 with 2 6-inch guns were installed at Camp Hero at Bend, New York against a possible attack by German ships and submarines. The huge concrete batteries are closed off to visitors, and they're tightly sealed, so people who visit this park now, they can't access them. However, the strange thing is that the word "stranger help me" is scratched in the concrete, and nobody knows why. So there's definitely a lot of strange things that happen in Montauk and Camp Hero, and people are curious as to why, and they don't really know. And there's people that are, you know, getting those memories back, saying that they are the Montauk Boys. What do you guys think about Camp Hero and this conspiracy theory? And do you think there's any validity to it? I mean, I definitely think that time travel is a real thing, and crossing dimensions and things like that, I definitely think that it is a true thing. And it wouldn't surprise me if experiments were being done. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And definitely make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I love you guys. Bye.